When is Bitcoin going to moon? Which cryptocurrency is going to do extraordinary well? Wouldn't you like to know? That's what we're going to be talking about in this video. Hi, everybody, it's Crypto Rich, working with you to get rich with crypto, filling our pockets with crypto profits. And I'm joined today by Lauren. Now, before I introduce her, please subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Crypto Rich YT, join my official Telegram announcements channel. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please come over and support my work on bit.ly Crypto Rich 3Speak, bit.ly/Crypto Rich Rumble, bit.ly Crypto Rich Odyssey, censorship resistant platforms. Okay. Hey, Lauren, thank you so much for making yourself available.
Oh, thank you for having me on.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. And as I was introducing this video, it suddenly occurred to me that some quote I've come across that millionaires use technical analysis or something, but billionaires use astrology.
I've heard that quote before.
You heard that quote before, right? Okay. So
Yep,
you're
yep.
you're going to make me and all the viewers of this show billionaires. So make sure you subscribe, okay? So Lauren, do you want to introduce yourself, please?
Yep. My name is Lauren, and I have a channel called iCrypto, and I talk about crypto stuff, like technical information, but also crypto astrology, where I analyze the crypto market using astrology. But I also analyze the emotional sentiment of the market, like of people, and how their emotions also influence the market, the trading, and such.
Okay. So you do emotional read because it's all buying and selling based upon fear and greed, and then
Mm-hmm.
the crypto astrology. Now you said you had a channel. Are you on YouTube?
Yes, I have a YouTube channel. It's called iCrypto. I think it's iCrypto at iCrypto Astrology. But if you type in iCrypto, I pop up.
Because it doesn't show up on your link tree. You might want to.
Oh, I don't have. Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to go and edit that. I thought I
Okay.
had that in there.
Right. Okay. Because I haven't watched any of your videos. We just met across Twitter.
Yep.
You were
Yes.
following me and I started following you, and then we said, "Hey, let's do a video together." You said, "Sure, let's go for it." Okay. So, crypto astrology. Well, first astrology.
Okay.
So there are these lumps of rock in the sky that move about, and apparently they determine all sorts of things that happen on planet Earth. Now,
Well, I guess you could say they influence the the things on planet Earth. Like, there's seasons and cycles to absolutely everything. And I believe that the planets influence these seasons and cycles because planet Earth has energy. We have energy and we feed off this, we get energy from the sun, we'll
mhm,
say.
yes.
But other planets have energies too. And we're all in this our galaxy, our solar system, we're all connected. All the planets are connected. They work, they feed off each other, they work off each other. And being within that, our solar system, we are all the energy from outer space, and these planets affect us, they influence us.
Is it okay? Okay. Is it like this giant energetic field, and then there are these particular, I don't know, objects or things or something in this giant energetic field? I don't know if I describe I'm struggling here. Describe the cosmos as some sort of fabric or a plasma or something like that, and then there are these little lumpy bits, and they affect the energetic field. Would that be a fair summation?
Yeah, that would be a fair summation. Like each planet has its own aura, we'll say, or its own energy that it emits. And when the planets, it's really also when the planets are interacting with each other, like when they're having a conversation, say like Pluto is talking to Venus. They're called aspects, whether it's a trine, square, uh,
Conjunct.
opposition. It's energy that, that's how they're communicating, that's how they're talking to each other. And depending on whether the energy is positive or challenging is how you determine the energy of that, how it's is
Okay,
on, yourself personally or the market.
okay, but why now I'm in a particular paradigm, Cartesian,
Mm-hmm.
Descartes, physicality paradigm,
Uh-huh.
right? So I'm trying to get over here and try to understand this world that you're talking about, right? So
Okay.
why do these planetary bodies have different characteristics? Like Mercury uh, governs communication. Uranus is expansion and sudden unexpected changes. Why isn't Uranus communication? Capricorn is government control. Now,
Yeah,
that's the star sign. How does that come about? How did we figure that out?
I mean, this goes back, thousands of years. It goes back a long, long time ago. I want to say Plato. I hope I'm saying the right person's name. He spoke about astrology. Even, I mean, this I know is controversial. People could say that even Jesus in the Bible even discussed astrology and the planets and the stars. It's been around for a long time. I honestly don't know why exactly each planet, like why Mercury is the communication. It goes along with just back to more of an ancient time where how they saw the sky and the planets and how everything aligned. And from their observation of things is how, Mercury became communication, and then Uranus became revolutionary, and all the other planets.
Okay,
So
okay.
it goes back a long time. I
Yeah,
couldn't give the exact of why it
sure.
is exactly, but it's a science. It's a whole science that goes
No,
back
that I get. That I get.
many
Like, for
years.
example,
Yeah.
Ayurvedic medicine and
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Chinese medicine goes back a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't fit the allopathic model, but
No.
through centuries of observation and practice, and it it works. And I know Vedic astrology from India is very, very old. And then
Yes.
there's sidereal and mundane and Western. Anything else?
Yeah, there's also astrocartography, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. That's of say you're going to move. You can look on a chart and see. I don't understand all of it very well, but if you look on a chart, you could see where, combined with your birth chart, you can see where is a good location for you to live based on how the planets are on the map. I haven't gotten into astrocartography too much, but I know there's astrologers out there who say, if you're going to move, look at this to determine the best location for you energetically. Really, it's energetically, just how everything will line up and how your energy fits into where you're moving to.
Okay. And how long have you been doing it and how did you get into it?
Okay, so I've been into astrology since I was a teenager. I've always been into it. I really started looking like deeper into it in probably about 2015.
Mhm.
I looked into it for my own personal self. I was trying to figure myself out. I was going through some things, and I turned to astrology to understand what was going on in my life, why, how to get out of certain patterns that I've been in, and just how to better myself and navigate through this turbulent time I was having in life. And from that, I realized, okay, you know what? I always believed in it, but from that, from understanding, okay, I do have certain obsessions about certain things or certain, but it all like just, it was like an aha moment. Everything just clicked, and I was able to figure myself out actually more than a psychological way, but it helped me to heal through certain things that I didn't understand about myself. Why do I keep doing this and that? What is the reason for it? And astrology really helped me to, it was like my therapy for my own self. But from doing that, I learned about just, it taught me more astrology from learning about my own chart and my own self. And then I want to say probably about 2019, 2020. I don't know. I was looking at the crypto charts and I knew a certain transit was coming up, something with Pluto. It was a challenging transit with Pluto. And I'm like, you know what? I think this is going to make the market go down. I don't know. And it did. And I was like, oh, maybe this does work for this. So then I started really diving deep obsessively into it
Mm.
and just charting different things, trying to understand, what planets work well with crypto. Bitcoin is really what I looked at first because that's like the big player that really dominates the market.
Yeah.
And just from there, I just kept going and I was like, oh, I really am interested in this. So let's try it out and see if other people are interested in it too.
And has it worked out accurately, say for Bitcoin?
Yes and no. Um, because there is a learning curve,
Mhm.
certain things I could look at and say, oh, that's going to be good for the market, but sometimes it's not. But again, there's so many layers to astrology that even missing sometimes one little piece could change the whole trajectory of how the market would move. I
Right.
could say, though, this transit looks really good, so the market's going to be, great. It's going to be great for it, but there could be something like underlining that you might not think is that important, but it turns out to be very important that, comes along and makes the market go a completely different way.
Okay. Okay. No, no, you offer a service for people if they want a personal consultation and a crypto consultation. Do you want to say a bit about that?
Yes, I offer crypto consultations for people who are looking for help with crypto, whether it's just getting into crypto, having technical troubles is one of my specialties. If you're having issues with a wallet or nodes, if you set up a node and you're having an issue with it, I specialize in that. Um, Again, setting up, moving crypto, because some people buy crypto, but they don't know how to move it from their exchange to their wallet,
Hmm.
or they move it into a wallet and they don't know how to move it anywhere else, or they want to just change some things around. Yeah, I help people with all types of technical stuff. And again, getting help starting with crypto
Okay.
because when I started crypto, I had no idea what I was doing.
All right.
And it took me hours to do everything, hours. And I'm like, I know other people might need help with this as well.
Sure. No, but you do crypto astrology
Oh, yes, I'm
consultation.
sorry. Yes. I also do that. Um I do have a Patreon for that where I write a monthly report detailing the outlook for the month. I go from the one new moon to the next new
Mhm.
moon. That's how I do the cycle. And so you can come, you can join, and you can get the reports there. And I have a Discord where you can talk, ask questions to learn more about it. I also do crypto coin readings, where if you have a coin, you're like, can you look into this for me? Is this, does this look like a promising coin, or how does the outlook look for this coin overall or for this year? I do those coin readings as well.
Okay. And
Yeah.
and I know you also do personal, regular astrology readings if people
And
want.
personal readings too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the crypto astrology. So how has that been for you? I mean, are there surprises you found? Or like, oh my God, this is amazing, or oh my God, this is going to die. Anything like that you can tell us?
With the market in general.
Or particular projects?
Um, yes, I found actually I was putting my notes together for this. I
Mhm.
don't look at Ethereum as much as I probably should. I
Right.
really I focus on the general astrology and Bitcoin because it really dominates the market. But Ethereum really does look promising from now through the end of the year. I have to say it does look a good promising for uh, crypto. Um,
Okay.
Solana is another good one that looks pretty promising as well. Um, just with its chart and just different transits that are occurring from now throughout, I would say probably through till like October. Theta is another coin that I also follow and look at with their chart, and they have a really good chart in general. And they have some ups and downs this year, but they look in general, they look like a very promising coin if we're just looking at the actual charts of the coins.
Okay. Well, let's just stay with Ethereum, right? I
Mhm.
could say that Ethereum is going to be very promising for Ethereum this year. Why? Well, we just had the halving. We're in that stage of the bull run. They've just had an ETF. There's all these projects that are building on Ethereum and then all the other spin-offs, the other Ethereum virtual machines. Now, I can say this without reference to any chart. So, what is it that you're looking at, or what are the planetary aspects that you say are going to impact Ethereum and why?
Okay, so Ethereum right now, did you want me to pull up a chart so I can show
Sure. Do you
you?
want to share
Okay.
screen? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that'll be interesting because I won't understand it at all.
So let me do, okay. Should I click on share my screen? Right.
Yes.
Okay. Share.
Hold on.
Um,
Wait a
Make
minute. Wait
sure
a
I'm getting
minute.
on the
Hold
right.
on a
Oh, here we
second.
go. Okay.
Can you share? Is that your screen or my
Is
screen?
that, oh yeah. Okay, we're on my screen now.
Okay.
I just got to get up to, yep. Okay. Okay, so here, this is, oops. Okay, so this is Ethereum. I'm just, let's see. Let's go to, this is, I have August, the chart for August pulled up right now, and it
Hmm.
looks decent, but I'm going to go ahead to September because it has some better things happening that are a little bit more easier to see.
Okay.
Okay. So I look at for a trend of a coin for that month, it goes by the new moon and what's happening with the new moon and aspects to the new moon.
Okay. Why the new moon?
For a coin, for the new moon, yeah. So
Why?
for a coin, I also
Sorry,
look at,
sorry, Lauren.
yep,
Why the new moon? Because it marks the beginning of the month?
it marks, yep, the beginning of the month, the beginning of the cycle, and what occurs on that during that new moon is an indication of how the rest of the cycle is going to play out.
Hmm.
Um, Louise McWhorter, Louise McWhorter is a woman or person that I started reading into when I really first started looking into crypto astrology. This her book is from 19, oh gosh, it's from a long time ago. We'll say like in the early 19, 30s, 40s perhaps. And she gave a great outline of the new moon and the effects of it. And from doing this for how long as I've been doing and following it, it really does hold true.
Right.
So that's why I also look at the new moon because I'm not just saying it just to say it. I've plotted and charted and been keeping track of it as it's been happening, and it really does dictate the rest of the cycle until the next new moon.
Right.
Um, because the new moon, it's the start of something new. It's a new cycle, and its influence is just very, very strong. Uh, it's the closest luminary to us, and what happens on that day again sets the stage for the rest of this cycle.
Okay.
Okay, so back to Ethereum. So Ethereum right now, let me just pull this up. This is Ethereum. Yes, this is Ethereum. Okay. So Ethereum right now, Uranus is, see this right here? This glyph,
Hmm.
my marker is on.
Yeah.
This is Uranus. Okay. Uranus it rules the crypto market because it's technologies, and it's in its 10th house. It's going to be in its 10th house through 2027, I believe.
Hmm.
And when there's planets in the 10th, the 1st, the 4th, and the 7th, they're very significant. It's at angles of the chart, and it's just very important parts in a chart. So with Uranus being here on its 10th house, that's extremely important, meaning that the price is, because it's at the top of the chart, it's increasing the price. And Uranus suddenly doesn't make explosions, but it makes things happen. And it's very positive for crypto. Uranus is very positive for crypto. So with Uranus in its 10th house in Taurus, which has to do with money, it's signifying like an expansion, like a large expansion of prices, a large increase. Could be sudden and unexpected at times,
Hmm.
but this alone with Uranus here in this 10th house is very, very good indicator of for Ethereum. And again, it moves out. I think it's 2027 or 2026. It'll be there till, like, I could be wrong. 26 or 27. It'll be there till. But what it means is that just it's going to have like these exponential price movements.
Right.
Now, if there's a challenging transit to Uranus that's in its chart here, say that Uranus was squaring, Jupiter in okay, hold on. Let me say one other thing so I don't lose you here. The inside of the wheel here,
Hmm.
this is Ethereum's birth chart. This is where the planets were at the time and the day that Ethereum began.
Right.
And then these outside orange, this wheel with the orange colors and glyphs, that's the planets that are moving in the sky right now.
Right.
So what I do is you look at what these moving planets in the sky right now, how they're talking to Ethereum's birth chart, what they're saying to it, how they're interacting with it, like it's a person. And with Uranus up top here, it's just a major indicator of, like I said, this exponential price growth and increase. And back to the new moon, because during each new moon for the next, till 2026, with Uranus here in its 10th house, that's very important significator or indicator that the prices will be rising, increasing, sudden. And again, it could be sudden downturn in prices too if
Right.
there's challenging transits to Uranus.
Okay. Okay. Now, what you've said is very, very technical and esoteric, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not to fault it. It's like if I'm explaining the consensus mechanism to somebody on a
Mm-hmm.
work coin. It's like, and they're new to crypto, they're not going to understand it. But at
Right.
one level, we don't need to understand it, just need to know what the outcome is. So I don't need to know how a fridge works.
Right.
What's useful for me is the outcome that if I put something inside, it will keep it cold. I don't know
Okay.
how a motor engine works, but I can drive a car.
Okay.
All right. So, but I just want you, I don't want to kid you into thinking like I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Okay. So in the most simplest terms, Uranus in the 10th house is a
It's
really,
good.
really good thing.
Yes, yes. And
It's awesome. It's like one of the best things to have in the 10th house, in the location that it's at in Ethereum's chart.
Okay. Now I've got a question if you want to show us if you the Bitcoin chart.
Oh, yep, I have that
Um,
too.
and that's to do with the fundamentals of Bitcoin versus the astrology, because Bitcoin does have a 4-year cycle where the new supply halves. So
Mm-hmm.
isn't that far more predictable that number go up than astrology? How do the two interplay?
I used to think that. I really did until I looked into the astrology. But there's certain things that occur sometimes in a chart that, you could say, looking at it just from technical analysis, oh, this is going to go up, this is going to go to the moon, especially with, this Bitcoin halving. But there's other things occurring in the chart that sometimes tell a different story. And I've learned again through trial and error that the astrology really does complete the story and really kind of shine through a little bit more than just, okay, we just had a halving, the prices should go up to the moon. Sometimes there's a lot more going on below the surface that tells a different story that is influencing the movement of Bitcoin. So, Bitcoin, they had the halving and it went up right before the halving and then it started to go down.
Mm,
And I would attribute that to things that are going on in Bitcoin's chart of why we're not seeing Bitcoin, just completely going up, up, up and never coming down. There's different things occurring that are influencing Bitcoin price to make it act the way it's acting right now.
Okay. So
Yeah.
then,
So sometimes, I'm sorry, it's funny you say that because I listened to people talking about Bitcoin, just different people talking about it, just price wise, chart wise. And I've learned to sometimes, like, especially if the market's going great and people are like, oh my gosh, it's going to go up to the moon, it's never going to come down. But I've learned to kind of tune that out because
Mhm.
that's not always true. It
Yes.
would be great if that was true. But as I look at the astrology, I'm like, okay, that's not going to happen right now. This is going on, or there's some challenges with Saturn here. It's going to have a dip. It's going to have a challenging period before it comes out and maybe begins to keep going up. But I really believe that the astrology influences the movement of the prices.
Okay. All right. And what can you tell us about for Bitcoin for the rest of the year?
Okay, so Bitcoin for the rest of the year, um, right now through September 28th, um, Saturn is next to Bitcoin's Uranus. Before I say anything else, Saturn and Uranus with financial astrology are very important. When they're talking together and having a conversation, it needs to be paid attention to. It's not supposed, do not overlook it because it really takes a big precedence over the rest of everything else. So right now, Saturn, which represents challenges, limitations, regulations, is next to it, Bitcoin's Uranus. That is a challenging conversation. So I do feel and see that from now through the 28th, there'll be some issues for the price of Bitcoin. Like, people will say, oh, this technical analysis is showing this, this, and that. And that's true and that's good. But I do foresee Bitcoin to have challenges through the end of September. And the astrology also goes along with the world events that are playing out. But for Bitcoin, especially, it's the Saturn and Uranus next to each other that are causing some price challenges. It's limiting its growth
Right.
as of now.
Okay. So then between now and September the 28th is a good time to keep stacking.
Yeah.
I would
I mean,
say
I'm not saying it's going to go just straight down from now to the 28th. There'll be some rises and it'll have its
bubbling
moments, but
along. Yeah.
I don't foresee it going up to the moon from now to the 28th. I see it being limited on how high it can go.
Right. Right. Okay. All right. And do you have any success stories that you want to share of any of your customers?
Um, you mean like with the charts that I've read for them and
Yeah.
stuff like that?
Yeah. Crypto charts.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say that I had a client and they were interested in Pepe coin,
Hmm.
the meme coin Pepe. And I looked into it for them and I did I did it like a month by month, but from doing that, they were able to make a profit from it because they saw that I mean, the astrology showed it was going to do really well and it did. So they were able to, you know, profit from my services, I guess you could say, from looking at the astrology and saying, okay, you know what, this month is going to be very good because of A, B, C, and D that's happening in its chart, along with the other general transits. And sometimes, especially with that coin, when things were going down, that coin was going up. And it was having, I want to say, I think this was about about 2 months ago, I want to say this was, and the astrology showed it when everything else was down. Pepe was going to do well. It was going to be one of the top coins, and I forget what month it was. I want to say it was 2 months ago. It was like it was like in the top performers. But yeah, so that I would say is a very good successful story from that one.
Very good, Lauren. Lauren, what I notice, I want to keep asking you about this coin and that coin. What about this coin and that coin, right? But I'm respectful of the fact that you this is a, you offer this as a paid service, so they're on a freeload, right? But is there anything you want to let us know? Anything else you want to talk about before we finish up?
I do, yeah, there actually is two things that I do want to talk about.
Hmm,
Hold on. I had my notes. I had to take notes because I get nervous, and then when people ask me questions, I blank out.
so funny. You're a YouTuber
uh,
and an astrologer.
um, so the other, okay, so we talked about Saturn conjunct for Bitcoin. Um, this month coming up, August, the
Mhm.
new moon is on August 4th. The day afterwards, Mercury turns retrograde.
That's not
Now,
good, I
you know,
understand.
a lot of people can say, you know what that is, Mercury
Yeah.
retrograde?
Retrograde is like when it looks like it's moving backwards.
Right. Yeah. hmm So that's happening the day after the new moon. That we can start to see that things have kind of been getting a little chaotic on the world stage, in crypto. Um, and as it goes retrograde, I do expect to have some further challenges with crypto because when Mercury does go retrograde, it does make lower the market prices. It makes prices go negative, I guess if you'd say.
Number go down.
And you know, Mercury does represent trading.
Mhm.
So, you know, you can expect to see challenges with trading, even just transactions or different, even possibly different projects having issues on their platform with not just trading, but their actual platform that they have. They could have some technical issues that seem to come out of the blue or and things like that, but it causes issues within the market. So I do expect next month to be challenging.
Right.
Also occurring is Jupiter is squaring to Saturn, and that occurs on the full moon of this month in August, excuse me, and that is very challenging in general. I would say for all, you know, most financial markets, it's a very challenging time when Saturn is very important with all financial astrology. It really is one of the big indicators, and because it's squaring Jupiter, which is that planet of luck, expandence, abundance, it's indicating that there's going to be some challenges, some
Right.
limitations on the prices. Um, you could even say it's going to maybe expand regulations that cause the market to go down because the regulations that the traders and people do not like these regulations.
Mhm.
A whole bunch of different issues. But yes, I would say this coming month, August 4th through September 1st, is going to be a bit of a challenging time for the market.
Right, right, right. Okay. Okay, thank you. That was one thing. You said there was something else as well.
No, it was just it was Mercury retrograde, sorry, and
I got it.
Jupiter and squaring to Saturn. Actually, and this will last when planets are having a conversation, you know, whether it's a good or bad conversation that they're having, it lasts sometimes for a longer period of time because Saturn is slower, Jupiter is slower. The effects of it are starting, I would say they're even possibly starting now, and they'll last through, you know, possibly through into September until they're not having a conversation. They move far enough away where
Mhm.
they're not having a conversation any further. So, you know, August, even possibly into a little bit of September, we could see this challenge from Jupiter and Saturn squaring each other.
Okay, very good. Not much excitement in the market.
It's a good
Number
time to
not
buy
go
though.
up. Number not go up significantly until the end of September.
Right.
Very good. Very good. Lauren, is there anything else you want to let us know?
Astrology wise, or um, let's see. Um, I mean, hold on, let me see. I did have some things here. Oh, the eclipses are coming up
Yes.
in September. There's eclipses. I believe it's on the full moon. September 17th is the first eclipse. And then the new moon in October is the second eclipse. It's called an eclipse window. That is another chaotic time period, a time of change.
Mhm.
That energy lasts for 6 months until the next set of eclipses. That I could see as being challenging for crypto, but for the world in general, because eclipses affect more than just crypto. They affect everything.
Yep.
And because it involves Neptune, and that is illusions, delusions, blurred lines with things. I could just see that things are going to get blurred. Like
Mhm.
lines are going to get blurred with things. And I don't exactly know how, but misinformation, um, fake information even coming out, but things will get blurred and distorted, I guess we could say. Um,
Yes. Well, in the macro level, in the political world, I can certainly see that
yes,
happening.
yes. I mean, that's happening already, but I
Yeah.
could see it
Ever
getting
since
a little
uh,
stronger.
ever since March 2020, when lockdown started, there's been
Yes.
a disintegration of the structures that we have in life, the way that we live life. We're never
Mm-hmm.
going back to how life was before 2019. And I can see it's all slowly falling apart, which apparently is to do with Uranus, but also moving into the age of Aquarius or something. And the
And Pluto.
Pluto
Pluto
return.
right now is
Oh,
it's in Aquarius, but it's retrograde, so it appears like it's moving backwards in the sky. In oh gosh, I believe it's September 1st. It will move back into Capricorn, and be there for a few months, and then move its way back into Aquarius. It'll be there for like, I want to say like 20 years. It's
mhm.
quite a while. But with Pluto moving back into Capricorn with governments, it's like it's undoing all the government things that are not working, that are perhaps lies or manipulations. And I feel like that's another reason why we're seeing all this chaos with governments, how we're not living the way we've lived. There's COVID and such, that it's like a dismantling of the old systems. And
Yeah.
I feel like, especially when Pluto moves back into Capricorn, it's like the last and final stage of this dismantling occurring, the old guard. And Pluto influences last a very long time. I know this personally because I had something in my chart that occurred and it lasted quite a few years. So whatever occurs, it could be an event that occurs, but the effects of the event will play out for quite a few years until it
Okay.
like resolves itself.
And then what happens when Pluto moves into Aquarius?
That has to Okay, so Aquarius has to do with tech, AI, especially when Pluto first moved into Aquarius. I want to say it was, I don't remember. It was last year, and it was at the time when AI was really starting to come out strongly. Like it was all AI was all over. People were talking about it. Chat GPT was coming out here, and that's when Pluto moved into Aquarius. And now I'm starting to see that. I just heard a story that some people were speculating that AI stocks maybe weren't as lucrative as people thought, and I really attribute that to Pluto moving backwards and moving towards Capricorn. And then I feel like when Pluto moves back into Aquarius, AI is just going to explode even further. So a lot of tech will change. Um, Again, AI, the tech, just are the way of people coming together and working together, living together. Like it's more going to be about working towards the good of all
Mhm.
people, humanity, and stuff. There's pros and cons to that. You can go a little too far to that degree or and such, but it just revolutionizes everything that it touches, almost like a death and rebirth. You
Yeah.
go through that process the phoenix rising from the ashes. That's probably the best thing I can say that it
But also
looks like.
the American Revolution and the French Revolution happened when Pluto was in Aquarius, I think, or
It was
Pluto
in Capricorn.
was in Capricorn.
1776, Pluto. We're in a Pluto return right now for the United States.
Right.
Um, because Pluto was in Capricorn when 1776 when they did Declaration of Independence, and it's back where it started when we started the United States. So the fact that it's in Aquarius now, moving back into Capricorn, I feel like it's really going to accelerate that revolutionary changing the United States the way that we are. It's pretty much revolutionizing it into a new system or way of the United States.
Yes, yes, yes. And because of Uranus, it's going to lead to greater decentralization,
I believe that will occur more when Uranus moves into Gemini,
which is,
which will be, I believe it's 2026. I really should look that up. But
tell it to hurry up.
or maybe excuse me, maybe it's I'm sorry, I think it's 2025. It moves
Okay.
into Gemini, but
Well,
it's
Lauren,
also been shown that when Uranus and Jupiter are in Gemini, that's more when there's more conflicts in the world and such. So it'll be very interesting next couple of years.
yes, yes. Well, what I find fascinating is how these astrological forecasts fit, not exactly, but with Cliff High's forecasts or Martin Armstrong's forecasts.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very curious. And it's the same even with whether it's Vedic astrology or Western astrology. And then I suppose my own read of what's going on in the world in terms of macro politics and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. Lauren, anything else you want to say before we finish up?
No, that's really it. I mean, I have, like I said, I have a YouTube channel. It's called iCrypto. If you'd like to come and take a look, that's where I post a new moon and full moon updates about the crypto astrology and other crypto things. I've actually started doing some more mundane astrology, looking at the United States and different astrological influences. But I have my Patreon where you can come and get the actual reports and really learn about it more and in further detail. Um, yeah, and if you need a crypto consultation for any crypto needs that you may have, I am available for that. I do a free 15-minute uh, consultation for first time customers
Mhm.
because that first 15 minutes I know what you need help with, and I can tell you yes I can help you, or no I can't help you, but I try to be as honest as possible. But those 15 minutes will tell me what you need help with, how I can help you, because sometimes you need to get to know someone and just
Sure.
talk to them for a few minutes before having the actual consultation.
Yeah, yeah, it's good to have that sort of taster. Thank you so much. I'll have all the links in the description below. Anybody watching, have any comments or questions, please put them in the description below. Please share and put them below, right? Please share this video far and wide, support my work, and also go check out Lauren's iCrypto channel and also follow on Twitter and join our Patreon. And between now and when I see you next, please keep filling your pockets with stellar profits. Crypto Rich and Crypto Lauren signing out. All the best. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.